All right, welcome everybody to Sunday Funday, Yoga for the People. I am here literally out in the hills today. It was too beautiful of a day to stay inside for my practice. So I decided to haul my laptop outside. Now what that means is when I record like this, it eats the heck out of my battery. So I've already gone in about 10 minutes from 100% to 94%. So if I cut your Shavasana a little bit short, that's because I'm like, I'll be like at 2% or whatever, trying to hopefully make it through. The battery has lasted for my hour-and-a-half classes here lately, so we'll just keep our fingers crossed. And if I end early, you'll know why. I'll tell you why, by the way, but you'll know why as well. All right, go ahead and come to your comfortable seated position, closing your eyes. Relaxing the muscles of your face. Smoothing out your brow. Letting the muscles of your cheeks relax. Around your eyes. Allow your jaw to release so that there's a separation between the teeth. And the tongue can either settle at the base of the mouth, or some people, it naturally floats up to the roof of the mouth in a very passive manner. Bring a little lift into your heart as you allow your shoulders to melt down your back. And just come into heart space and see if an intention for your practice arises in the heart. My intention for my practice today is just to embrace the beauty around me. Just to enjoy the movement in my body and to be present with my surroundings and with my practice. But that does not have to be your intention. And we'll bring our hands together at heart center. We'll inhale and reach forward and up. And exhale back down to the heart. Holding here to open our class with 3 ohms, taking an inhale. Fourth ohm resonates within the heart space. All right, we're gonna go to our mats and start on hands and knees. So this is where I gotta get all the trash off my rear end. Sure y'all can see it fine. All right. So we'll start on hands and knees just to open up.
Anna,
You'll see and hear me okay?
mute your mute.
Okay. You said yes?
There we go.
Okay. So y'all can see and hear me okay?
We can look.
Yes. Because I can't see y'all. Y'all are a little far away. All right. Hands and knees. So hands or fingers spread nice and wide, slightly forward, slightly wider than the shoulders. Knees are directly under the hips. We're going to start with some cat-cow breathing by drawing the navel up toward the spine, leaving it there. And on the inhale, we'll reach forward, up, and open with the heart, drawing the shoulder blades in toward the spine and lifting the tailbone up toward the crown of the head. So that's an anterior tilt of the pelvis. Tailbone moves toward the crown. On the exhale, everything reverses. We tuck under with the pelvis, tuck under with the chin, press down through the palms to push up through the back side of the heart. Inhaling, open. Exhale, tucking. I'm going to try to bring my laptop in a little bit. Y'all keep going. Inhaling, open, exhale, tucking. And try to keep it in frame, everything, and bring y'all in a little closer. There we go. Continuing to cat-cow breathe. There we go. So it's an inhale, arching through the back. Exhale, making a cat back here. A couple more. Then we'll inhale back to neutral here. All right, so once again, hands are slightly forward, slightly wider than the shoulders. So I'm not super forward of my shoulders, just a little bit. And my fingers are spread nice and wide. I'm gonna set my hands to take some of the weight out of my wrists by coming up onto my fingertips and then pressing all the way back down. And that should activate your hand muscles and kind of distribute the weight across your hand as opposed to dumping into your wrist. Draw your navel up towards your spine, turn your toes under, take an inhale into your low back. On the exhale, you're gonna press back and up to downward facing dog. And in this first dog, let's make any organic movements that feel good to us, maybe pedaling the feet, maybe shifting the heels from side to side to open up through the hips. You can lift a leg and bend at the knee and drop back and open the hips that way. So just any movements here that feel good in your down dog too. Maybe a little bit of push up motion here, whatever floats your boat. And then let's come back to center to hold our dog here for a few good breaths. So you want to be pushing the front of your mat away while you plant your shoulder blades onto your back. That's serratus anterior that plants the shoulders onto the back. You want to have a feeling like your upper arms are spinning out and open from your ears, creating space around your ears and your neck. Let your head just hang. And then you can activate the back side of this by actively engaging the tops of the feet toward your shins. You'll feel that activation and engagement come through your shin muscles, tibialis longus. And what that will do is release the calf muscles and heels to come down toward the mat. You can also draw your quadriceps up towards your hips with engagement. That will release your hamstrings. Let's take 3 more full breaths here. Inhaling and exhale. 2 more. All right, you're going to look toward the front of your mat between your hands. You can either step, or you take a low crouch towards your mat and float the feet forward, coming into half forward fold. Go ahead and split your feet about hips distance apart. Bring your hands to your upper thighs. Press back on your thighs. That'll make you long through your spine. Reach your heart ahead. Reach the crown of your head forward as well, so that you're looking straight down at your mat and you're feeling the openness come into the hamstrings here. So this is a spinal extension. I'm reaching back through my tailbone there, back. And we're breathing. Three more breaths. And then inhale, just hinge all the way up to standing. I already got bitten by something. Oh my goodness, it's too early in the season for me to be getting bitten. But if anybody's gonna get a bug bite, it will be me. All right, now my head's not being cut off. That's good. I think, yep, this is my full mat. I think I've got, yep, awesome. Okay, come to the top of your mats, and we're gonna find Tadasana. So, feet can either come big toes touching, or you can step hips distance apart, whichever feels more comfortable to you. And you want to equalize the weight of your body between the inner and outer ball of the foot and the inner and outer heel. So you'll want to lift your toes and spread them nice and wide, and maybe rock your weight around, maybe front to back or side to side, just so that you can feel unequal distribution of your weight. And then settle back into center and try to release the toes down, but keep the space between them. Okay, we'll build the rest of the posture. From there, you're gonna lift your kneecaps and quadriceps up to your hips to bring engagement into your legs. I'll show you this next adjustment from the side. So we want our tailbone reaching down toward our heels. I'm not tucking under, and I'm not reaching back trying to get selfie booty going on. I want to reach down so that my pelvis becomes neutralized. And then I'm going to give a drawing in and up on my navel center, upward flying lock, Uddiyana Bandha. And then I can squeeze my shoulders up toward my ears, open my shoulders to put my hands in my back pockets, tuck down, and then open my palms forward, keeping my shoulder blades plastered onto my back, engaged onto my back with serratus. You can either leave the palms open forward, or if you can keep that engagement of the shoulders onto the back, you can return your hands back to your sides. Draw your low ribs in. And then lift from the base of your skull through the crown of your head. That'll bring your chin parallel with the floor. And we move through sun salutations, beginning with this posture, Tadasana. Stephanie, this is where it might feel a little fast. Just keep up as best you can. And if you get lost, just stop for a minute, watch, and then come back when you can join us again. I don't know what your level of yoga practice is. That's why I'm trying to be trying to help you out as if this were your first class. All right, from here, we're going to inhale our arms out to the sides and all the way up to the top, casting our gaze upward toward our hands. On the exhale, you're going to hinge at your hips and go long through your spine. Don't flex through your spine as long as you can, and then release when you cannot go any longer with the spine extended. Inhale, halfway up to lengthen like we just did in half forward fold. And then you'll exhale and plant your hands, step back to a plank position, and then you're going to touch your knees, keep your elbows drawn in towards your chest, and touch your chest and chin to the mat. Then you're going to flatten out, wrap your shoulders onto your back, and on an inhale, reach your heart forward and up into a prone back bend here, cobra pose. And then we'll exhale, come onto the knees, adjust, turn the toes under and press all the way back to downward facing dog. We'll have 3 breaths here. Then I'm going to crouch, look forward, take a low crouch here and either step or float the feet forward to half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Inhale, draw my arms out to the sides and all the way up to the top. Exhale, hands to the heart. 2 more rounds of sun salutations A, Surya Namaskar A. Inhaling, out and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Go as long as you can through your spine for as long as you can to fold. Inhale, halfway up to lengthen. Exhale, step back to plank position and either touch down, knees, chest, and chin, or if you practice chaturanga, you can come to chaturanga. Inhale through, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. 3 breaths. Should already feel a little bit of heat starting to build. Plenty more where that came from today, ladies. And men, if men should watch this later. All right, take your low crouch, gaze at your target. Inhale, step, or float the feet forward, coming into half forward fold. Shoulders onto the back here, no hunch. Shoulders onto the back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, draw out to the sides and up to the top. Exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, this last round of A, if you would like to float back to your chaturanga, you can do that this time. I'm not going to teach how to do it. I'll do it, but I will no, I will not do it. You know what you're doing if you're doing it. I'll walk through knees, chest, and chin with everybody. So coming to the top of your mat, finding Tadasana. Inhaling out to the sides and up to the top. Exhale, go as long as you can through your spine as you fold. Inhale, halfway to lengthen. Exhale, step back to plank position and touch down, knees, chest, chin. Inhale through the Bhujangasana, Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Catch your breath here. And crouch, look forward, inhale, walk, step, or float the feet forward to half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Reach the crown of the head to the mat. Inhale, drawing out to the sides and up to the top. Exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, so that was Surya Namaskar A. I would like to go through at least one full round of Sun Salutation C. That's the one that's got the lunge in it. Not B that's got chair pose and warrior one in it. So it's pretty much the same sequence that we just did, except there's one little extra lunge thrown into it. That's pretty much the only difference. So I say one full round because the first time we go through, we're going to lead with our right leg, and that'll be half a round. And then we'll need to come back again through letting the left leg lead to make the full round. So let's go ahead and come back to the top of our mats for Surya Namaskar C, the classical variation of Surya Namaskar. And we'll inhale out to the sides and up to the top. Exhale, hinge at the hips, folding. Inhale, halfway to lengthen. Weight comes forward into the balls of the feet. Exhale, step back through the right leg into a lunge and then touch down with your back knee, low lunge. Tuck your pelvis forward, draw your navel back towards your spine. Inhale and rise. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank position. Exhale, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, through cobra pose. Draw those shoulders back. Don't wear your shoulders as earrings. Draw the shoulder blades in toward the spine and tuck them down into your back pocket. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Now, we've got to come back through that lunge to come up to our mat. So we are going to crouch low toward our mat, but instead of bringing both feet forward, we're going to shift into a one-legged plank, drawing the right knee up into the chest, and then hinge your shin forward to step into your lunge. Touch down with your left knee. Tuck your pelvis forward, draw your navel back. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale all the way to forward fold. Inhale halfway, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Inhale, draw out to the sides and up to the top. Exhale, hands to the heart. So that was half of a round. Let's go ahead and get the other half. Inhaling out and up. Exhale, hinge all the way to fold. Inhale, halfway to lengthen. Exhale, step back through the left leg, touch down with the knee. Tuck, draw your navel back, inhale, rise. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank position. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga if you want to take chaturanga. Inhale through cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. 3 breaths. Make sure to draw your navel and your low ribs up toward your spine in your dog. You don't want to be sinking into your belly and your chest here. All right, take a bend in your knees and then draw the left knee up into your chest, step it forward for lunge, touch down with the back knee. Tuck your pelvis, draw your navel back, inhale, rise. Exhale, step forward to fold. Inhale, halfway to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, out to the sides and up to the top. Exhale, hands to the heart. Hold here, close your eyes, and observe your body. The presence of your energy, Maybe you're experiencing a warmth or a tingly sensation through the body. That is known as, in the Indian tradition, prana. Prana just translates basically to life force energy. And then you can release out of that. All right, so we're just going to continue with a very strong standing sequence. Basically until we come down, let me check the time. Okay, we are good. Until we come down and move toward our headstand work. I didn't say this at the first, but headstands are really, really good, not only for anti-aging, because it turns you in the opposite direction of the way gravity normally pulls on the body, so it can give you a little bit of a lift, so to speak. But it's also really good for clearing your head out and shifting your perspective, or taking a moment to see things from a different perspective, because when you're flipped upside down, your entire perspective is different. So I chose headstands today because, you know, going into this, I guess we're going into what our we just finished our third full week, or anyway, we've been doing this quarantine thing for a while. And, you know, we can tend to get into a rut, especially when our surroundings are the same every day. And so I thought, headstand, that might be good to just kind of give everybody a fresh perspective to move into these next couple of weeks with a sense of renewal, is what I was kind of going for today. Okay, let's move a little bit through the joints and shoulders here before we start the stronger part of our standing sequence. So we're going to start by clasping the hands at heart center on the inhale. And then we'll exhale and flip our palms open and come all the way overhead. Now, I'm going to try to zoom in here on my shoulders. What I don't want is you squeezing your shoulders up. You want to stay low, but be pressing the skin of your palms up. And if you can keep your thumbs touching, that will put your shoulders and hands in the best, and wrist in the best position. Just breathing here. Now, it doesn't look like you're doing a lot here, but you hold your arms over your head for a few breaths. You'll learn a lot about yourself. At least I do. Like, damn, holding your arms over your head is hard. So I'm just breathing, trying not to clench my teeth or squeeze my shoulders up. Woo, starting to feel it. Deep inhale. Exhale, relax that down, roll that out a little bit. I think one of my neighbors is on their mule right now. I can hear it revving up back there in the woods. I gotta get my four-wheeler out. It's four-wheeler weather here in the hills. All right, so let's take a little wider than hips distance stance apart. And let your toes point open kind of like they naturally want to. So don't worry about keeping them straight on and parallel. You can let them open a little bit. We'll take an inhale out and up with the right arm. I've got the left hand on my left thigh. And on the exhale, I'm going to push my right hip to the right, lift the heel of my left foot, and slide down my left leg as I reach across with my right arm to the left. I don't want to flex forward in my spine. I want to keep my heart open here. And I'm breathing, feeling all of the opening coming through the right side of the body. And then to come up out of this, I want you to kind of swish your hips first into the center, and that will kind of wave your spine back into the center, and then you can release the right arm down. The swish of the hips back in the opposite direction, that keeps you from having to strain and pull back up to center. That's a trick I learned years ago from one of my teachers, just to kind of give that little hip wave in the opposite direction to kind of snake your spine back into center. All right, same thing, other side. So take your comfortable stance here. You're going to inhale out and up with the left arm this time. Exhale, press into the left hip, and then lift the right heel up and reach across, and we breathe. Make sure you're not clenching your teeth or squeezing your butt cheeks or any of those weird things we do that make us think we're doing the pose better. And then on the inhale, we'll shift our hips back to center to wave us back up and release the left arm down. Inhale out and up with both arms this time, and we're gonna hip circle. So I'm just trying, and I'll show you how big of a movement this is from the side. I'm not just sitting here, you know, gyrating like this. I'm really trying to get a full circle with my body here. Hopefully y'all can see that okay. Almost fell. And I'm even coming into a little bit of a back bend here when I go back. Couple more in this direction. And reverse. Two more. And all the way up to center and release. Now we'll come into a very gentle standing back bend. So gentle that you don't even have to let your head go back if you don't want to. I personally, especially in standing back bends, it doesn't feel good for my neck to go back. That's just how it is in my body. So I honor that. So you're not going to see me going back with my head today. But you can go back with yours if you want. I'm just explaining why you won't be seeing me do it. I'm losing shade. Oh no. Oh no. I may have to turn in a different direction here in a moment or go find some shade over there. All right, so I'm going to take that same comfortable stance that I did that last posture with. So about hips distance apart, maybe a little wider, toes pointing open how they naturally want to. I'm going to wrap my shoulders back and then bring my hands to to the top of my hips with my fingertips pointing downward. And I'm trying to draw my elbows toward each other in center there. All right, so on the inhale, I'm gonna push forward through my hips. So I'm literally pressing with my hands, and then I'm gonna lift up into my heart. And I'm just gonna hold here on this first round. So the entire front side of my body is moving forward and up. I don't wanna collapse into my low back. I want this to be more of a thoracic spine, so upper back, back bend. So I push forward and lift up into the heart. And I'm drawing my elbows toward one another, and I'm breathing. Two more breaths here. And then inhale, coming up and release. I hope y'all can hear the birds. They're so glorious sounding today. Okay, before we go into the deeper back bend, I'm gonna have to move. Sorry, I thought it would be a great idea coming outside. Maybe not the best idea. Let's see, maybe here. And I'll have to move my laptop as well. That might get me for another 30 minutes. Thank y'all for your patience with me. Let's see. Laptop's on 66%, so we're good so far with the laptop. Let's see if that's gonna get my full mat. Okay, let me give her a test run. Cutting my head off just a little bit. It gives y'all breathing time there. Okay, back of the mat, front of the mat. Yay. Gotta get my sequence. At least I forget what I'm doing. All right, so a little bit deeper back bend. Same stance. This time, your hands, you're gonna wrap your shoulders back, and you're gonna bring your hands to the backs of your bum. You'll take an inhale and press the front of your body forward, lift up into your heart and start sliding down the backs of your legs. You do not have to let your head go, but you're welcome to if you'd like. And we breathe here. Don't collapse into your low back. Keep pulling up into your heart. And inhale, coming up. Exhale, relaxing out of that. Arm circles. So we'll start. My students had a time with this last time I did this one. Takes a little bit of coordination. Just start by swinging your arms back and forth. Here we go. Get a little bit bigger. You can slow it down a little bit. And then this next time, it's kind of like that ride at Six Flags, the space shuttle that goes all the way over. You're going to go all the way over. So your arms are circling in opposite directions. And I can hear some of y'all cussing yourself right now because you can't get them to work like this. It's all right. No, don't get frustrated. You can do them at in rhythm together if you want, synced up, instead of opposite directions. All right, and let's reverse. Oh, I gotta think about this one for a minute. There we go. One more. And releasing down. bend your elbows so that your fingertips come to your shoulders here. And we're gonna circle forward, up and open. Forward, you can touch your elbows if you can, up and open. 3 more. Forward, up and open. Forward, up and open. Forward, up and open. And reverse, back, over, and together. Back, over, together. 3 more. Back, over, together. Back, over, together. Last one. Back, over, together. Shake that out. Grab your strap. I've got to get mine over here. I didn't bring it with me when I moved. The bell was getting some sunbathing too over there. Okay, so we're going to do the rotator cuff work with the belt or strap. So you're going to take hold of your strap and hold it wider than your hips. Can y'all see that? A little bit wider than your hips. Sorry, it's so shadowed. Now I know. It is nice being out here though. Just got to pick a nice but cloudy day so that I don't have to find shade. All right, so a little bit wider than your hips. You're gonna pull open on that strap and inhale forward, up. Now, when you go back, so see I'm going back, I get to a point where my shoulders say, no way, Libby, that ain't gonna happen. So what I want to do, instead of bending my elbows to make that happen, I want to pull apart or slide my hands a little bit further apart until I can make it all the way up and over. And then inhale back and up. Exhale forward and down. That's 1. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, back and up and down. Inhale forward and up. Exhale back and down. Inhale back and up. Exhale forward and down. Karen, make sure you're keeping serratus engaged when you go up and over. Karen and I share shoulder issues. So that helps, Karen, just so you know. Inhale forward and up. Exhale back and down. Inhale back and up. Exhale forward and down. 3 more. Inhale forward and up. Exhale back and down. Inhale back and up. Exhale forward and down. Inhale forward and up. Exhale back and down. Inhale back and up. Exhale forward and down. Last one. Inhale forward and up. Exhale back and down. Inhale back and up. Exhale forward and down. And roll that out a little bit if you need to. Let me check our time, make sure we're good. Okay, yep, we're good. I think we're gonna go ahead and move into, we're gonna skip this next shoulder thing I had for us to do and go ahead and move into our standing sequence part. Okay, so you're gonna come to the top of your mat, finding Tadasana. Gonna start out with some lunge work here. You'll inhale forward and up with the right knee and arms, drawing the knee up as high as you can into your chest. On the exhale, you're going to go long with your body, trying to come parallel to the floor, and then slowly and with control, bend into your standing leg and touch down with your back leg into high lunge. So this back leg, I've got this back thigh wrapped in toward my navel so that my pelvis is square to the front of the mat. I'm pressing back through my heel to have a strong back leg, and I'm on the toes of the back foot. The heel is not planted with this one. From here, you're gonna clasp your hands here overhead. Take a deep inhale. On the exhale, you're going to twist left as you bend into the back knee and barely touch down. And then inhale, back up. Exhale, twist to the left and touch down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, twist left, touch down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, touch left, twist down, and exhale, back up. Inhale, back up. Exhale, twist left, touch down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, twist left, touch down. Inhale, back up. And from there, release the hands to your sides. We're going to hop in with the back foot. Hop, hop. So I've got a more shallow stance. And then I'm going to shift my weight onto my front foot, engage through my back leg. So I'm pressing through the back ball of the foot, and I'm gonna inhale and come into warrior three. Find one point to focus your gaze on. Try to vacuum suction the front of your torso into the back of your body for a strong supported stance. 2 more breaths here. And then I'm going to try to balance all the way back up to Pavanmuktasana, knee to chest. And exhale, release. Whew, shake that out of your legs. Sorry, I'm trying to find something that works here. So that you can actually see me and not me as a shadow. Here, that's a little bit better. All right, same thing, other side. I'll turn this way, yeah, so that you can see the line. All right, find your Tadasana. This time we're gonna inhale forward and up with the left knee, Pavanmuktasana. Really try to get that knee up, not hip height, all the way up into the chest. And then exhale, begin to lengthen out, coming parallel to your mat, going long through your body. Warrior three. And then bend into your standing leg for a controlled, graceful touch down into your high lunge position here. So once again, back thigh is wrapped in toward the navel. Oh, I'm tucking my pelvis forward, but I'm pressing back through my heel. Pelvis is square to the front of the mat, and I'm drawing my navel back toward my low back. Clasp your hands here overhead. Deep inhale. Exhale, bend into the back knee. Don't let that front knee go forward, and you're going to chop over to the right. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, chop right. Inhale, center. Exhale, chop right. Inhale, center. Exhale, chop right. Inhale, center. Exhale, chop right. 2 more. Inhale, center. Exhale, chop right. Inhale, center. Exhale, chop right. Inhale, center. And then you're going to release your arms. Hop in with your back foot. Wrap the back thigh in, engage fully through the back leg, and then you'll lift and come parallel to the ground again. And this time we try to hold for 5 breaths. Vacuum the front of your torso into the back side of your body. Keep your gaze fixed on one point. And inhale, trying to balance all the way up. Uttanasana. And exhale, release, shake that out. Nice. Looking at the video, it looks like I'm at Mystery Hill. Y'all know that place right outside of Boone, North Carolina? It's like the hill, the house that's built on the hill. You walk up. Anyway. Sunday ramblings. Can you tell I've been cooped up? Those of you that know me well know that I've been cooped up, and I'm gonna ramble quite a bit. I'm just looking to see where we're going next. Let's go ahead and take a down dog to stretch all of that out, and we'll actually come into our next standing sequence from down dog. So you can just step yourself back to down dog here. Should feel like a better dog to you. Like you should be a little more open feeling, a little less now that we've done so much warming and opening. Couple more breaths here. Alrighty. You're gonna inhale out and up with the right leg, 3-legged dog. Exhale, shift the knee forward, hinge forward and come into your runner's lunge position here. And then you're gonna let that back heel swivel in 90 degrees so that your feet are perpendicular to each other. Let me turn the other way. So that your feet are perpendicular to each other. If that's okay on the back knee. If it's not, drop your toes forward toward the top of your mat a little bit, taking some of that angle out. Now, I want to set this front foot before we go up. So I want you to press down into your front heel and then grip it in an isometric rotation. So you're gripping your heel in a clockwise direction. And then you're going to inhale and windmill the arms up to warrior 2 position. So let's see if I can get directly, trying to get so that you can see properly with the camera. Let me show you this from the front. If your front hip is disengaged, this knee's gonna jut in and the hip out. So that isometric rotational grip pulls the hip up under you. You can see it opens the knee toward pinky toe instead of big toe. You want your back shoulder directly over your back hip, so don't lean forward into this. Pull back so that shoulders are over hips. You can cast your gaze forward over index or middle finger, and we breathe. Front knee is bent over the front ankle. Back leg is strong. 2 more breaths here. Front thighs should be talking to you by now. From here, we're going to take a deep inhale. We're going to exhale, bend and bring our forearm to our thigh, turn our palm opening up, and inhale that top arm all the way up and over, and then try to spin your heart open. Extended side angle pose, Utthita Parvo Konasana. So try not to collapse into the bottom shoulder, but press to lift. And we're breathing. Try not to hold your breath. Keep the breath moving. 2 more breaths here. Now, open your arms straight up, palm open to me. Straighten through your front leg. Bring your hand to your leg. Keep that rotational grip. And we are now in Trikonasana, triangle position. Try not to lock the front knee, but it is straight. The front leg is straight now, but there's a micro bend in the knee so that you're not locking it. And try not to collapse again. Try to lift and open up out of this. Keep breathing. Two more breaths. And inhale and pull yourself all the way up to center. Bring your feet parallel. You can release your arms down and roll that out a little bit. Got some cloud coverage. Whew. Okay, now we're just gonna do big circles in the right direction. So we'll inhale up and exhale over to the right, sweeping across and inhaling back up. 2 more of those. Exhale down, inhaling up. 1 more. Exhale down, inhaling up. And then we'll exhale and come back into our downward facing dog. So I'm actually going to turn my right foot open again, come back to that lunge position, and then step back to my down dog. And we breathe here. And we get ready to do all of that again on the other side. So I'm going to turn the other way while we're in down dog. Full breaths. All right. Inhale out and up with the left leg, 3-legged dog. Exhale, draw forward into that lunge position. Swivel the back heel in 90 degrees. Now, the rotational grip with this heel is going to be in the counterclockwise direction. So it's your front heel grips in a circular manner in a clockwise direction. And then we will inhale and windmill up to warrior 2. Once again, back shoulder is over the back hip, not forward of it. You want to balance that out. This back shoulder also has a tendency to want to pull forward like that. I'm exaggerating it, but it truly does like to pull forward. So you really want to open out so that you're in one plane here. And arms are actively reaching in opposite directions. Cast your gaze forward over front index or middle finger. And we breathe. Navel is drawing in and up, tailbone reaching down. I have that continuous grip in the front heel. Strong warrior 2 posture. One more breath. And then we'll take a deep inhale and exhale, forearm to the thigh, knee is still bent, top arm comes up and over, and there's an external rotation. So if you think about your pinky on your upper hand, it's gonna wrap down toward the mat and in toward your body to set that shoulder in a proper rotation. And try to let the hips sink into this, getting all the length through the top body that you can, all the way from fingertips through the back heel. Oh, I'm watching some deer run across the pasture right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're so cool. Except when they eat the garden. That's not very cool. All right. Open the top arm up, palm facing me. Straighten the front leg. Bring your hand to your shin and wrap your heart open and reach. Trikonasana. Two more breaths. Deep inhale. Exhale. Oh no, inhale, come back up to center. I forgot where I was going. And bring your feet parallel. Release your arms. Roll that out a little bit before we circle. And then we'll start with arms overhead. Deep inhale. Exhale, over to the left and down. Inhale, right and up. Exhale, left and down. Inhale, right and up. One more. Left and down. Right and up. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, turn back toward the left leg. Frame the front foot, come onto the ball of the back foot, and press back into your downward facing dog. Breathe here. And take a deep inhale. Exhale, lower your knees to your mat. Let me see where we are with time. Yep, it's time for us to quit our standing sequence. I knew I overplanned. I always do. All right. So we're going to come into a shoulder stretch that will help prepare us for our headstand. It's called thread the needle. So you're going to come onto hands and knees here, and you'll inhale out and up with the right arm. So just lifting up with it. And then on the exhale, you're going to thread through. I'm going to show you this from the front. You're going to thread between, with that right hand, you're going to thread between your left hand and knee and come all the way down to your shoulder. And you can come onto the side of your face. And you can either leave the left arm bent in that same position that you landed in, or if you want a little more stretch through the shoulder, you can extend forward with your left arm and press down through the left hand, attempting to square your shoulders to the mat. And we breathe here. Hips stay high with this one. Couple more breaths here. If you've extended the left arm forward, draw the hand back under the shoulder, and you can press into it to bring yourself back up to center. It's a really nice shoulder stretch there. All right, same thing, left arm. You're going to inhale out and up with the left arm. Exhale, send it through to come all the way down onto the left shoulder. And then you can extend forward through the right arm and attempt to square your shoulders off toward the mat for a deeper stretch. Breathing there. 3 more breaths. And we'll draw the right hand back under the shoulder, press into it to bring it back up to center. And then I want you to come down onto your forearms so that your elbows are beneath your shoulders. You can take hold. You can clasp your hands in center here. Step back through your legs onto your toes. Tuck your sits bones forward toward your elbows, and you are now in a forearm plank. Shoulders are protracted, so I'm not collapsing. I'm pressing the back side of the heart up to the sky. Literally today, it's not the ceiling, it's the sky. And then allow your knees and your belly to come down to the mat. One more strengthening move before we move into our headstand. I'm going to try to bring the camera in close for headstand instruction. We'll see how that goes. All right, so we want to do some prone back bending, which is really back strengthening stuff. So I want you to just come onto your belly and bring your arms in a W shape. Let me show you what that looks like. It's not goalpost where the elbows are straight out from the shoulders. It's more here. So like a W shape is how you're gonna have your arms for this one. So I'm on my belly, forehead to the mat, arms in a W. I'm going to press down through the tops of my feet to engage my legs. I'll press my pubic bone down into the mat and scoop forward. And then I'm going to lift up with my chest in my W shape. Exhale, touch down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, touch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, keep the back of your neck long. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Whew. Let that rest for a moment. All right. I'm going to bring you in closer so I can talk about headstand with you. So I am well aware that some of you have probably never practiced headstand before, and that's okay. And this is not where I want this. Here we go. Let's see if that'll work. All right. So with headstand, there are a few things that are absolutely most important. And one of them is that you never donkey kick your way up to headstand. It's all done with control, mainly of the belly muscles, and you absolutely want your upper back to be engaged. So I'm going to show you first a little warm up that everyone should be able to do. And then I'm going to take you through the dynamics of a full supported headstand is what we usually practice in this class. I can show you tripod, which is technically unsupported, but I don't want you going up, especially without me being there to help you or catch you or whatever may happen. So the warm up that I want everyone to do, so you're going to come back onto that forearm position, and you're just going to bring your elbows under your shoulders here. And then you want to clasp your hands together. So I call this a nest, and I usually tuck my bottom pinky under so that it doesn't get crushed. But this little nest is going to support the back part of your head. So let me show you this from the front. It's not on the center. It's literally, it's not your crown. It's back behind that. And the part of your head that's actually going to come onto the mat is this front flat part of your head. So it's not your forehead. It's the front flat part that was soft when you were a baby. I can't remember the name of that part. And I see that Jess is in the room, so I know she's telling me what the name of that part is right now. So what I want for you to do is bring your elbows beneath your shoulders. And I'm just on my knees here. I'm going to make my little nest by clasping my hands and tucking my bottom pinky under. And I want you to bring that flat part of your head down to the mat, and then really secure your little nest around the back part of your head. That's your supported part of your posture. I want you to tuck your pelvis forward and draw your navel up so that you can feel your belly engage. Now, one more thing I'm going to show you. Sorry, I got you into that position, and now I need to show you something. I need to show you from this viewpoint. So, when you go up here, you can either be collapsed with a lot of weight on your head and your neck, and this does not feel good. Or you can press down through your forearms and really engage through your arms and engage through your upper back. And it literally lifts you out of the weight being on your head and your neck. So much so that when I go into the position, sometimes my head is not even touching the mat. It's just hovering over it because I've pressed down so much. Now that I'm behind a cloud, let me see if I can show you that again and get you a really good view of it. So this is collapsed. This is engaged. And to engage, I'm just pushing my forearms down into the mat. I hope that that was visible for everybody. Okay, so for those of you that don't want to practice full headstand, but you want to get the feeling of where you're headed to, and actually everybody, we can all do this together. You're going to tuck your pelvis to engage your belly, turn your toes under, and come into your down dog stance. And all you're going to do is walk your feet up towards your elbows and then walk them back. And walk forward and walk back. And maybe you can walk forward and pull one knee up into the chest, touch the toe down, pull the other knee up, touch the toe down, knee, knee. Remember, you're engaged the whole time. Do not relax in your upper back and collapse all that weight into your head and neck. So, if you're walking forward and, oh, this feels okay, knee, knee, maybe two knees come up. And then you touch back down. What you do not do is donkey kick. Don't kick yourself up because you'll go over. Please, 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 please. So, tripod. Tripod is another thing that you can try that's very low stakes. And then I can see Karen's already holding her headstand. She's probably already been there for 5 minutes. She's a master at headstand. So this is nice if you're scared of going up or like a little bit of a wider base than your head offers. Tripod is nice, but do not lengthen your legs all the way up. This is an unsupported headstand. It's harder than what I just showed you unless you're low to the ground. It's not bad if you're low to the ground, but it can be very unstable if you try to lengthen your legs up and you are not a seasoned practitioner of headstand. Okay, so for tripod, you're going to bring that same flat part of your head to your mat, and then you're going to bring your arms back in this 90-degree angle. And I'm on that flat front part. I'm going to push into my hands, engage my back, and then I'm going to try to bring each knee to my elbows here and balance here. Do not go up. This is enough. So you can give that a try. Now, choose whatever level you want to work at. If you are practiced with headstand and want to go up for the full thing, I can tell you how to do that too. And that's what I'm about to do. And then I will come back and chit chat with y'all for a minute. By the way, if you've taken your headstand and you're over it, you can take a child's pose. Okay, so elbows come beneath the shoulders. Clasp. You're going to bring that flat part of your head onto your mat, and you're going to nest around the back of your head. You'll press firmly into your forearms for all of that upper back engagement. Lift up, walk, 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 knees to chest, and then straight up. Karen, I think you're practicing in pike, so go for it. You want to try to come down with just as much control. By the way, low ribs are drawing in. Everything is lifting up toward the feet. I'm not collapsing at all. So I want to try to come down with just as much control. So knees come back into chest. Slowly. Then I tuck. And then I touch down. And everybody takes a child's pose. So hands back toward the feet. We'll give release to the shoulders, just letting them round over your thighs. Karen, that was amazing. I think you held it like the whole time I was talking. That's awesome. I kept glancing. I'm like, wow, she's still up there. Puts me to shame. Because that's what your yoga practice is about. Competition with other people. Remember that. Words from a yogi. Advice from a yogi. Always be in competition. I'm just kidding. And I'm having to say that Stephanie's probably like, this woman is bonkers. All right. Let me see what I had on tap here. Let me check my battery. Oh, I'm good. I've still got 31%. Ooh, it is time. It is the S word time. So we gave a child's pose. We're good. We don't need the last two postures. I overplanned again. All right, so to come into Shavasana, you're just gonna lie back on your mat, legs extended. You can open your legs so that your feet are about mat's distance apart. And just let your feet flop open to the sides. Wiggle around to get your shoulder blades up under you so that you feel an opening in your chest, opening in the heart. Hands come palms up out to the sides of the body. Closing your eyes. And just letting everything settle here. Letting go, I whisper, it's okay to release. Letting go, my body says back to me, thank you. Letting go, I find a silence and a stillness so sweet. Letting go, I feel my body welcome in peace. This feeling of centeredness, groundedness, and ease becomes available anytime I'm willing to let go and welcome release. As the sound of the bell enters into your awareness, let it bring with it an awareness of your surroundings, beginning to deepen your breath and turn your senses outward once again. Slowly begin to bring movements back into your body, starting with fingertips and toes, hands and feet, wrists and ankles, arms and legs. Whole body, making movements that feel good to you. And when you're ready, you can make your way over onto your right side using your arm or blanket as a pillow, remaining there for just a couple of breaths, allowing all weight off the heart. And then you can help yourself up to a comfortable seated position. We'll end where we began. I invoke favor, peace, prosperity, and health upon each of us this day. May we experience full restoration, nothing missing, nothing broken. That which has been taken from us, physical and not, may it be returned to us sevenfold. And that which was once broken in our lives, bodies, minds, or spirits, may it be mended like new. May all beings be happy, healthy, and free, and may we practice with patience and know much peace. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank y'all so much for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.